Hey guys, it's Girl Got Game. Welcome to today's Let's Take a Gander at. Today it's Magical Diary Wolf Hall. I am so excited. Oh, this music brings back so much nostalgic memories. This was the, well no, this wasn't. Horse Hall was the first game, and that was the first game I ever played for this channel. So that's like over 4 years ago now, I think. Wow, how time flies. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to play this forever. Georgina Bensley, who's the game designer behind Hanako Games, contacted me over Twitter, and then we emailed each other, and gave me a link to play the demo for this early, so thank you very much for that. So I think there's the Kickstarter for this is going to be out today, and there's a link in the description below. That should take you to the Kickstarter. If it doesn't, it'll take you to the Steam page for this game, which is it'll be like a coming soon Steam page. And I think I'm gonna get a link to the actual, like an official link to the Kickstarter at some point. So when I do, I'll put that in the description as well. But if all else fails, there's always Google, right? So we can rely on that. Anyway, in Wolf Hall, we're gonna be playing a guy, and all the characters you see on screen, I believe, are dateable. So I recognize almost everyone except for one person. There's William, and there's Damien, the worst best boy, and Minnie, and Ellen. And then we got a new girl, who's from Snake Hall. Ooh, so dangerous. So, from what I understand, this is an AU. So, we're not going to hear about Cutie Patootie, for those of you who were around in the Cutie Patootie days. The very first Cutie Patootie. So she will not be appearing, but we're kind of taking her place in this alternate universe. And unlike her, I believe we're playing like a pure blood wizard, so we're not a wild seed. And I think we're trying to hide the fact, like we're just trying to be normal. I think we come from a well-to-do family, and we're somehow, like our family is good friends with the Graveners somehow. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. Why don't we just start the game and like find out all these things? But first I gotta make a handsome boy. Alright, well, I don't want to infringe on this hour any more than I have to because I want to play as much as possible. So I'm gonna cast a magic spell so that we can get on with this. Abracadabra, alakazam, watch me turn into a beautiful man! Oh, wow, look! It worked! Magic of editing. Alright, there's my guy. Let's put in a name for him. We're gonna go under fake names so no one will think we're rich. We're gonna be Franco. A totally legit name. No one will suspect a thing. Let's start. It's so pretty! America. It was like walking onto the set of a television series. The houses all standing apart, the wide roads, the sidewalks with their curious squares, as if you could pick them up and set them down again in a new pattern. My parents and I arrived in the country 1 week before school would begin, to give me a chance to visit the cities I had read about, and to give them a chance to be sure that this land was not a gun's wild battle zone. A week's not much time to explore when most of these states are bigger than our country, but it's not exactly my last chance. I have a whole year here at Iris Academy to learn about the world. My parents sent me to campus in a taxi by myself, to be sure that no one at school would see them. They even remembered to leave me enough dollars for a tip. I hope I did it right. The school! So this is it. Iris Academy, a secret school of magic in the hills of Vermont. It is not the only wizarding school in the States, but students from all over the country live and learn here. Somehow it looks less foreign than the rest of the states. I guess maybe witches and wizards aren't so different no matter where you go. I'm meant to be meeting a friend of the family here. Well, friend isn't really the word. Yes, the music's the same! Ba-do-do-do-do-do. Ba-do-do-do. Ba-do-do-do-do-do. Ah, looking good, my old husbando. There you are. He looks me up and down, and he doesn't seem impressed. Mr. Franco. I mean Franco, is it? That is what you are choosing to call yourself for the duration. See, I had to go. It's good, right? You approve, right, Mr. Grabner? Right, Grabby? You approve? No one will be able to know that I'm using a fake name, right? Oh man, I look so handsome. That's right. Franco. That face. I suppose it will have to do. Come with me, then. I will show you to your room. His name is Hieronymus Grabner. He's a professor here at Heir's Academy, one of those responsible for teaching the freshman classes. Originally British, he still holds an accent that marks him out among the locals. I wonder how long I would have to stay here before I sounded like one of them. Wow, the hall looks so nice too. Here we are. You will be residing in Wolf Hall, the traditional grouping for young men with an interest in sport and brawling. Quite literally, a roughhouse. I might have thought, considering your background, that you would have selected Falcon Hall. It would make a more useful environment for fostering social connections. Tell me, Franco, why a wolf? I like sports. Americans respect sportsmen. I don't want any pressure. Yes, the Americans, they respect sportsmen. Haven't you ever watched American television? The jocks are always the big men on campus. Oh, I prefer not to watch such things. Trust me, if I want to be popular, I need to show that I'm fit and down to earth. An ordinary football-loving guy. That's what they like, and this winning smile. He unlocks the door for me, then hands me the key. This will be your room. Wrong voice. Oh, blah, blah. Okay, I got this. This will be your room. Your parents sent some of your belongings ahead. Do I have any roommates this time around, or am I that rich that I can have my own room? Because last time I don't think I even had a bed. There was 2 beds in the room, and I shared it with 2 people, so I think I was the last one there, so I didn't get a bed. I walk ahead to see where I will be living. Ooh! Very nice, I even got plants. My books are all in order, and there's 1 bed. There's a bed, a desk, a lot of books, and a frisbee I found in a cheap toy store once. Too bad I don't have a dog to fetch it for me. What an odd thing to bring with you to school. Professor Grabner steps in after me. In ordinary circumstances, all students are assigned roommates. Your family, however, negotiated a special exception. Ah. Somewhat counterproductive to go to such efforts to hide your identity and then demand special treatment. However, no one asked for my opinion. Aww. I would like to listen to your opinion. He really is just as grumpy as my parents warned me he would be. Well, once upon a time, he met a nice girl, and she got under his skin, and he was a sweetheart. It's too bad that you can't, I was kind of hoping that he would get together with her. That there would be a way for that to happen, and then I could just tease the heck out of him, but oh well. What can you do? I am not certain why you are here at all. Your parents claimed they wish for you to learn about other ways. Yet Heir's Academy is well known to be the most European of American schools. It is true that you would never have been accepted for study at Sacred Smoke, but there are other options. St. John's in Mississippi, the route, represents a blending of disparate American traditions. Training in hoodoo there would bring a valuable perspective to your magic. The pentachromatic system taught here, however, is not so different from your own. What then is the point? I remember this from the first game. I can't remember what it was, though. Under this system, spells are grouped into 5 specializations known by colors, each themed around a central concept, right? I think Mrs. Potsdam talked about that the first day or something. Red is energy, blue is alteration, green is life, white is spirit, and black is objects. If I remember right, I think Ravner teaches blue and black, and Potsdam is red, green, and white. Concepts. Alright, I got that in my little journal here. Do I have anything else? Characters. I got one on me. The false name that I'm using at Iris Academy to hide my true identity. People generally think that I'm scheming. Well, maybe we are. Oh, you teacher. Yeah, I'm sure he'll buy that. I'll learn better this way. Hey, I'm not an expert. I'm just starting out. If the way they do things here is too different, it'll just confuse me when I go back home to finish studying, right? This is just a taste of what it's like to be somewhere else. When I'm older, I can study in more depth. Reasonable. See? See, if I had said the other thing, he would have been like, that's 10 demerits for you, young man. There will be no special treatment here. Oh, I was wondering, do you have a list of the freshman class? Is there anyone I should be looking out for? People not across, noble families that might recognize me. Noble families, in the traditional sense, do not exist in this land. At least not among those wizards of European descent. If the natives have such traditions, they keep them very quiet. He flips open a large book to display a list of names. The most prominent students to be aware of in your year are the Dansons and young Jacob Blazing. Oh right, Jacob. Forgot about him. The Danson family is famed for their hospitality and commonly hosts visitors from around the world. They may have heard of your family by reputation. Mr. Blazing's fathers are known for their wealth and social connections. They might recognize you, but their son, I judge, will not. I scanned through the list of freshmen. Raven Darkstar. Is that sort of name traditional here? It is no more her birth name than Franco Franco is yours. She is a wild seed and chose it for herself. Nothing interesting there, then. I keep looking. Tyrannus Lench? Is he really a... Yes. Keep your distance. I would rather not have to explain that to your parents. Getting anywhere near a Lench is probably a bad idea. Who else? Pastel. Oh, that girl with the wings. My girl. I don't think she's dateable in this one either. I've met her, but it was a long time ago. She probably won't remember me. Miss Rao is assigned to Butterfly Hall. With forewarning, you may be able to avoid her. He closes the book. The request to keep your identity hidden requires that I not be seen giving you too much special attention. William Danson is a senior in Wolf Hall. He will be assigned to serve as your guide. You should avoid seeking me out except in case of emergency. He pauses. Do you know why your parents sent you to me in particular? Every European noble family knows exactly why a young Hieronymus Grabner fled to the United States, but I'm not sure how safe it is to mention it. Oh, I guess he read it right off our face. I am a living reminder of the cost of carelessness. One word out of line, and you threaten the existence of all you hold dear. I assume your parents brought you here through the high roads. I nod cautiously. Fools. They think only of their own convenience. Tell no one. Do not speak of the other world under any circumstances. If you endanger any of my students through your stupidity, I will kill you myself. He didn't promise, so that might not be serious. Do you really want to chance it, though? I mean, it is Grabner. He straightens. I will leave you to situate yourself. Mr. Danson should be along soon. Good day. He leaves. Hooray, we didn't get demerits our first day. For what feels like the first time in my life, I am all alone. No parents, no servants, no guardian spirits, just me. I flop back onto the bed. On my own in America. I hope the hamburgers and cheerleaders show up soon. We can only dream. Brr. Late morning, Sunday. A while later, someone knocks on the door. Hey, it's William!
Hi, you must be our exchange student. Franco, right?
That's right. He offers me a firm handshake.
William Danson, incoming senior class president, which means I got elected last year and I'm still in the position for another month. Also a fellow wolf, as you can see, which is why I've been assigned to be your guide while you get used to our school. I don't think we've ever had an exchange student at Iris, not while I've been here, so there's no standard tour prepared. You can ask me anything you like, and I'll come by a few times to warn you about events. Is your roommate here yet? I don't have one. It's gonna be like, huh? I open the door and invite him inside. Huh. That's weird. I was going to explain. A lot of freshmen don't like having to share rooms, you know, but the school really values compromise and social integration. Learning to work as a team with your roommates is meant to be one of the tests. I've never heard of anyone starting out solo.
Well, I guess since I'm not staying for the whole 4 years, they probably thought it wouldn't be fair. If someone else got used to me and then I left, I mean.
Suppose it's not up to either of us anyway. Just seems strange.
Maybe it wasn't a good idea for my parents to make that request. I really wanted my own space, but I didn't think it would be such a big deal.
So, a few things you should know. Tomorrow morning there will be an assembly for all the freshmen, where Professor Potsdam, she's the headmistress, will welcome you. Normally, you can set your own schedule after that. However, as your guide, I say for your first week you should set one class in each of the 5 colors of magic. You'll never remember the details of the pentachromatic system from Professor Potsdam's overview. Once you've had a taste of each kind of magic, you'll have a much better idea of what you'd want to focus on.
That's usually what I do anyway, because all the teachers do their little intros to the different magic schools. It's good to do that.
After the first week, you can do what you like. It's your choice how you think you'll learn best. Study only one color if you think it suits you. Spend time in the gym. Take a day off when you need to.
What happens to students who take every day off? Well, after the first week, Grabner will give you detention and demerits, and if you sleep for another day after that, then Potsdam will come and expel you.
See, that's another test. You have the freedom to set your own priorities, but if you don't take your work seriously, eventually you'll fail too many exams. If you build up too many demerits, you will get kicked out. There's plenty of time to get help if you think you're slipping, though. If you have trouble with your exams, just ask for advice before the next one. Nobody wants a student to fail. Any other questions?
Whoa! The most important question of the entire game, since this is the main reason we're here. What are the rules about dating?
Ah, I see where you've set your priorities. Potsdam will give a pep talk later in the year, but the general rules go. It's fine as long as everyone consents and no one gets pregnant. Other than that, I think you'd better meet people before you get too carried away imagining your love life.
Alright, fair enough, Mr. Winky. When can I get to the dungeons?
You won't have a real dungeon exam for a month or so, but you can go down on weekends to practice your spells on dummy targets.
Oh, cool.
You have to learn a few spells first, or there's no point. Whatever else he was going to say is interrupted by a shriek of girlish outrage from the hall. Aw, excuse me a minute.
Girlish outrage in the boys' dorm? Whoever could it be?
He leaves the room and I duck out after him.
Ah, Virginia is here. I did wonder. And Donald and... Gosh, I can never remember if it's Luke or Logan.
Several people are standing in the hall. Two guys laughing, one plump blonde who looks like she'd rather be anywhere else, and one wet, angry redhead.
Right. Was that the water balloon incident? Also, how dare you call, Ellen plump? Poor Ellen.
I'm guessing these may be the rest of the Danson family, William's brother and sister.
V, is that you? What happened?
What happened was Donald and his new best friend. And a water balloon. You're such a dork. You're going to be in so much trouble. What are you going to do, urchin? Tell Mom on me? She's not here. I forgot all about the urchin.
No, but I am.
Come on, it was just a joke. Look at me, I'm soaked!
Here, let me fix it.
He holds out his hand and a gust of hot air blows through the corridor, evaporating away the droplets of water that clung to her hair. The other boy with Donald rubs a hand awkwardly through his hair.
Man, I don't remember what voices I gave to Luke and Logan all those years ago. I think it was something like this.
Sorry, okay? No harm done? Ugh, boys.
Come on, Ellen, let's get out of here.
Huh? Okay.
You're coming, right, William? Actually, I'm supposed to be showing Franco around.
Apparently, with William's height in front of me, no one noticed I was there until now.
Ha! Wave. Look aloof. Mm-hmm. I'll just wave.
I shrug and give a little wave.
Hey. This is Franco, Iris Academy's foreign exchange student. My brother Donald, my sister Virginia, and... Luke Pfeiffer.
Ellen Middleton. Horse Hall.
Which is where we should be going.
William looks at me, but it's obvious that he'd rather go off with his sister and her friend. Go ahead, it's fine. I should get to know my neighbors. I should talk to these guys anyway. We're all hallmates, right?
Right. Alright, but don't forget, you can come talk to me anytime if you have questions.
Darn, I thought I was gonna be able to go through all of those. Ah, well. I know for next time. I only get a maximum of 2.
With a few more,
Man. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble keeping my voices straight. Wake up, girl.
With a few more farewells, he and the girls leave us alone. The blue-haired boy, Luke, tries to lean against a door frame, but misjudges the angle and stumbles backwards. Donald doesn't seem to notice.
So, Franco, right? How come my big brother's shepherding you around like a lost goose?
Teachers made him do it because he's class president.
Oh, that.
Do geese have shepherds?
They have goose herds. It's in the fairy tales.
He turns his gaze back to me.
Foreign exchange student, right? Where are you from?
Illyria. Europe, Illyria, Latvia. I guess Europe is like general. That's the lie, and then this is more specific. I feel like just saying Illyria, because I don't think Donald would be paying that much attention and probably won't figure out who we are.
I don't want to give away too many clues about my real identity, but if I make something up, I might forget it later. It's safer to stick close to the truth. Illyria.
See, I knew Donald would be like, huh?
I've never heard of that. Most people haven't. I just shrug like it doesn't matter. So how come you're here at Iris Academy? I always wanted to see America. Yeah, we're cool, aren't we? Sure we are. If they made some special exchange arrangement with you, I'm guessing you're a born wizard, not a wild seed, right? Yeah, you. Wait, you must be if your brother and sister are here. I knew they were a magical family already, of course, but I wasn't sure if I was supposed to know, since it was something Professor Graviner told me. But I'm Wild Seed and my twin brother is here too. He's in Falcon Hall. Huh. Wild Seeds, magical kids born to non-magical parents, happen all over the world, but they're very rare. Two in the same family is pretty much impossible from what my parents told me. Oh well, not like it's any of my business. Sips tea. Is your roommate here yet? Actually... I lead the guys into my room as I begin my half-hearted excuse again. They seem nice enough. Ordinary guys who like to have fun. I think this will work out.
Nice, nice, nice. Making friends already. Good on us. Oh yeah. Got some jamming music to get me out of bed in the morning.
The first thing I do when I open my eyes is try to roll out of bed. On the wrong side.
Right into the wall.
Ow! Rubbing my nose, I switch directions and get to my feet without doing anything else stupid. And then I notice the time. I'm late for orientation! Why didn't anybody wake me up? By the time I reach the gym, I can tell I'm too late. Laughing strangers push their way past me, already talking about what classes they should attend.
Oh, well, we don't have to sit through that again.
Maybe there's a handout to some of what I missed.
Hey, there's my girl, Mrs. Potsdam. Aw, there you are, my little cuckoo.
Waiting by the stage is an older witch in a fluffy hat with a flower and a bell.
She knows everything in the school.
This must be the headmistress, Professor Potsdam.
Welcome to Iris Academy, Franco Franco. I hope you find everything that you are looking for, including yourself. Please send my regards to your dear parents.
Right.
Now, we are off to a bit of a late start, aren't we?
She presses her hands together and looks at me expectantly.
No one woke me up.
I'm fashionably late. Being fashionably late allows me to make a more dramatic entrance.
Oh, I see. I am the only audience you hope to notice you? How flattering.
She pats me on the shoulder.
I'm sure Mr. Danson can fill you in on anything you've missed. Well, that music. This orientation is largely to introduce new students to the 6 halls of Iris Academy and the overall theory of pentachromatic magic. Ah, the 6 halls. Iris Academy groups students into 6 halls by gender and personality with the intent of helping students make friends by being near people who are similar to them. Horses and wolves tend to be brave, outgoing, and athletic. Butterflies and falcons tend to be sociable, charming, and diplomatic. Snakes and toads tend to be mysterious, introverted, and eccentric. Of course, individuals vary, and no hall is better than any other. Okay. And that's the same. I have a diary, too. Ah. Meeting people.
William Danson came by to give me a basic introduction to the school, but we were interrupted by his siblings, Virginia and Donald, who apparently don't get along. After William and Virginia left, I talked to Donald and his roommate Luke a bit, and told them I was from Illyria. Luke says he and his brother are both wild seeds, which I thought was impossible. America is truly a strange place.
Now, Now, you had better hurry up and plan your schedule for the week before all of the seats are taken. Different sections run at different times, but you're only allowed to attend one class session per day. That way, you will have time to review and reflect on all that you have learned. There's no sense in rushing, and even less sense in wasting your time. Think about what you wish to accomplish. You can have a great many things if you put your mind to it, but not all at once.
It sounds wise, but I'm not sure it means anything.
Go on then. Open up your diary and begin penciling in your schedule.
With that, she leaves me to it. Alright then, I guess it's up to me to choose my activities for the week. William said I should start by taking one class in each color of magic. That's probably a good idea, especially since I missed the orientation. Right now, I don't really know which color is which.
Ah, alright. So that's study, that's the gym. Red, blue, green, black, white, and I can sleep. Okay. Right, red, blue, green, black, and white. We're good. Ah. Oh, he teaches red. Yes. No, that's right. No. Oh, wait. He does red, blue, and black, right? And then Possum does green and white. Or it's an AU, and I just don't remember because it was 4 years ago. Oh, boy.
There's a buzz of excitement in the red magic classroom, one which quickly dies when Professor Grabiner makes his grand entrance.
Get to your seats. Hurry up. No chatter. In this class, carelessness might cost you your fingers.
He certainly doesn't set out to make friends, does he?
Here you will be learning the seductive art of red magic, the evocation and control of energy. With this power, you might summon a breeze, light a fire, or call a distant object to hand. I say that is seductive, not because of the power itself, but because simple minds prefer simple solutions. Blast your enemies with lightning. Tear buildings apart with earthquakes. Let the world around you burn. Fall victim to such vulgar fantasies, and you leave yourself vulnerable to those capable of creative thought.
He snaps his fingers in the air.
One inattentive moment, and you lose control of the forces you have summoned. After that, you only be remembered as an unpleasant stain on the walls. Remember, power can in itself be a weakness. Do not confuse power and control. With focus and control, the tiniest power can change the course of history. A gentle touch might tip the scales. Warn an ally. Pick a lock. Oh, who are you?
Or stop a heart.
The professor pauses, scaling along the length of his nose.
No, Mr. Lynch. Red magic will not allow you to apply force inside an object or a creature. For that, you will need a different magic.
So that's Tyrannus Lynch. Not only is he a Lynch, he's a creepy Lynch. I suppose that's what Toad Hall is for.
Ah, to remind me.
Well, what do I need then?
Nothing that you will learn here. And if you interrupt me again, you will be spending this weekend in detention wondering.
The force of his glare melts any desire to comment.
Now for your lessons.
Alright, I succeeded. Good.
Your first attempts at raising force will do little more than move the air around you. You find this disappointing, don't you? What use, you think, is there in a breeze? How can that destroy your enemies? Puh, simple minds. A breeze could disperse poisonous gases, or move them to a new target. Carry your scent away from an enemy, or erase your tracks in the dust. A simple breeze, carrying dust, can reveal hidden shapes and exits as it moves. If you cannot master its use, you have no business tampering with greater powers. Now, concentrate and make the air move around you.
I learned breeze. That's helpful for finding exits in dungeons. Nice.
this music. After class, I go for a walk to stretch my legs. Iris Academy does have a nice campus. The colors of the flowers shimmer gently in the sunlight. I see an older girl in horse hall robes crouching down next to one of the little hedge sections. She looks like she's talking to the plants. I don't know, maybe she is talking to them. It sounds like something Professor Pasta might encourage. Paths lead away from the main quad into more secluded areas. There are some nice benches here in the shade of the trees. A nice place to sit and think while getting some fresh air. Beyond the trees, I can see some open grassy areas. People could play football out there, or at least throw a flying disc. As I'm walking along, something falls past my face. Not close enough to hit me, but what was that? I look down. There's a single shoe lying on the ground. Did someone throw it at me? I look up. Over my head, a pair of black stocking-clad legs are wrapped around a tree branch. Only one foot still has its shoe. And above those legs...
Whoa! We got CGs now. Nice. Well, hello, cutie. I love your shoes.
Is a girl in Snake Hall robes. Hello there. Did she not hear me?
Try other languages. Try louder. She can probably hear you just fine. I will just wave.
I wave up at her. She nods at me just a little. Or else it was the branch swaying. Hard to tell.
Ooh, I love her key earring as well.
Is everything okay up there? We're not really establishing any communication. I bend down and pick up her dropped shoe. Do you want your shoe back? You have to give me a sign or I'll leave it here and go. Do you want me to give you your shoe? She stares at me for a moment. Biting her lip, she nods vigorously twice and holds out her hand.
I don't want to throw the shoe. I don't know though. I don't want to freak her out by climbing and getting into her bubble, but I also don't want to throw it and hit her in the face. I'm got some strength, and I'm pretty smart. I don't know. I'm gonna try climbing the tree.
I'll be right up. Ah. I wrap my legs around the trunk and begin to climb. I've been doing this since I was a kid. It's easy. I'm a pretty good judge of trees. And because of that, I don't think climbing out onto the same branch she's sitting on is a great idea. Instead, I get up to her level and hold out my hand with the shoe in it. After a moment, she scoots closer and snags the shoe from my grip. She still doesn't say anything, or make any move to put her shoe on, so I shrug and climb back down. No point in harassing her, she wants to be left alone.
Oh, she said something. Thanks.
She speaks so quietly, I almost didn't hear it. So she can talk after all. So, I'll see you around sometime. She looks at me, then shrugs with just one shoulder, the key on her ear swaying. Okay, then. Snake Hall girls are weird.
But she's got the key to unlock our heart. Maybe. Maybe. I gotta read my diary. How do I access my diary, Sot? Diary? Let's see. Oh, and I didn't read moving in. Whoops. I thought that was like, never mind.
I arrived at Iris Academy under the assumed name Franco Franco. I was met by Professor Hieronymus Grabner, the scion of a British noble family who is known to my parents. He is aware of my true identity and will be helping me to keep my secrets while I study here in America. He also promised dire consequences if I let anything slip. Considering the tragedy and scandal of his own school years, he has reasons to be sour.
Rest in peace, Violet.
Late for orientation. I slept late and missed the school overview given to freshmen, but I did meet Professor Potsdam, the headmistress. She asked me to say hello to my parents for her. First red magic class. Professor Grabner gave us a lecture on the dangers of relying on brute force with magic. A boy from Toad Hall wanted to know if he could use red magic to stop someone's heart. Grabner told him no. A strange girl. I met a girl from Snake Hall who was climbing trees. Apparently, she doesn't talk much, but she thanked me for giving her back the shoe that she dropped.
That's progress right there.
Students assembled for blue magic gossip amongst themselves about what they might do with the power of illusion. One falcon boy, his face and hair decorated with glitter, is gesturing so wildly that at first no one sees the door open.
Mill about all you like. It's your own time you're wasting. I have no objections to failing the lot of you at the next exam.
A flurry of robes, the students scramble for seats.
Here you will be learning the subtle art of blue magic. At least, some of you will. I thoroughly expect this subject to go over some of your heads. Blue is the color of change. That is, altering what is already there. Not creating, not destroying. It is commonly used in conjunction with other magical styles in order to perform alchemic transmutations and other alterations of essence. Blue magic can also be used to change the effects of an existing spell, to cast or dispel illusions, or to change locations without movement through intervening space. For a skilled blue magician, reality is fluid. All things can be changed. Yet few minds are capable of grasping the true range of possibilities. We'll see what you're worth.
Alright. Only one, but that's okay.
The art of illusion involves changing not what a thing is, but how it is perceived. That perception comes in many forms. The illusion of taste or smell requires as much magic as that of sight. But sight is the most immediately apparent to most humans, and therefore will we begin. To change what is seen, your power must first understand what is seen and enhance it, to create or strengthen light. Light alone can be a tool or a weapon, a guide in darkness, a signal, a distraction, a blinding flash. Concentrate. Focus your thoughts on changing the light around you.
A gentle glow improves visibility in a location adjacent to the caster. I like how we're learning spells this time around, instead of just like, you reached this number, so you've learned the spell. It's, the teacher also gives you a little, here's some ideas of how you could use it. Love it. That's very, very useful. Alright. So, what did we write about blue magic?
Professor Grabner talked about the uses of blue magic. Alteration, transportation, and illusion. He implied that only the most intelligent wizards can use this to its full potential. I intended to be early to my first green magic class, but somehow, Professor Potsdam was already there when I arrived.
Hello, little seedling. Please take a seat.
She greets the rest of the arrivals with equal enthusiasm.
Today you're going to learn about green magic, the magic of life. This is a very important skill for any witch or wizard to have, especially when you get to be a certain age. Your body is a garden to be cared for. With proper tending, it could last you for centuries. Slowly, carefully, you must encourage your subjects to grow in the direction you prefer. Remember, life has its own flow. You must understand its nature in order to coax it along. You cannot simply wave your hand and change a bear into a boar, unless the bear was designed that way to begin with. What? The better you understand the flow of life, the more your own strength will naturally increase. It is a slow path, but a rewarding one. Nice. Life, by its nature, comes to know itself. The longer any being has been alive, the more fixed its pattern. Your own bodies can tell you what they need, when they hunger, when they feel pain or pleasure, when something is out of balance. The first building block of green magic is learning to listen to life, to hear its song and see the shape of it. When your fingers can pick out that pattern, you will find the strands that are missing or damaged. This spell allows you to judge a life's strength and its weaknesses. After all, you'll need to know where the damage lies before you can heal it. Diagnosis. Determines the current state of health of a living target and locates ailments and injuries. Right. Okay. Let's see. Diary.
Professor Potsdam talked about the magic of life. The magic of life. And how it has to work with the structure of life that is already present. Small, careful changes made over a long period of time are most effective. When I arrive at the classroom for black magic, I notice that a lot of the students look pretty nervous. The rest look almost too excited. Everyone catches their breath as Professor Potsdam enters the room.
Hello, my little lapidaries. I hope you've all brought clean hands as you will be using them. For those of you who are new to our magical traditions, I should reassure you that black magic has nothing to do with death or evil. There's no such thing as evil magic. There's only magic. The bad and the good come from how you choose to use it. Black is the color of weight, solidity, and permanence. Black magic is the magic of enchantment in physical form. With black magic, you can sculpt matter into works of art, or imbue magical wands and charms. This does mean that cursed items are enchanted with black magic as well, but that is the caster's choice, not the magic's. Hey, it's Raven.
A pale girl with dark hair raises her hand.
Yes, Raven.
This must be Raven Darkstar. Since you're enchanting matter, and bones are matter, you could use black magic to animate a skeleton, right?
That's an interesting question. You could certainly enchant a skeleton to hold a spell, or react in some way. You could set a skull to chatter its jaw when anyone came near, like an alarm. But to make something that could walk around and act on its own, you'd need to bind a spirit to it. That calls for another kind of magic. We will get to combine techniques later in the year.
The girl sits down. She certainly wants to show off what a goth she is, but she doesn't really nail the attitude.
Now, please remove your gloves if you're wearing any, and let's get started. Very good.
Professor Potsdam walks around the room, placing a small stone cube on each desk.
Take hold of the stone, and let your fingertips explore the surface. What you feel with touch is not important. You must identify that touch in order to move beyond it to the true pattern. An object knows itself only in part. The longer it has held a form, the more that form is fixed within it. Let your mind go inside the object and feel its pattern, both where it is strong and where it is weak. When you understand the whole of the pattern, you will know any secrets hidden within.
There's a little bead of gold at the center of this cube.
I learned a new spell. Inspection. Detects weak points and hidden details within one target object. Nice. We're learning a lot. Alright.
Professor Potsdam gave an overview of how black magic is used to enchant objects and is not evil. A girl from Snake Hall asked if she could use black magic to create skeleton servants, but Potsdam said that would require spirit magic. I intended to be early to my first white magic class, but when several minutes passed with no sign of a teacher, I wonder if I overdid it. The other students are starting to become restless when Professor Potsdam finally appears.
Good morning, Starshines. You'll need to sit down before we can start, but take your time, relax, get comfortable. That's very important when working with this particular style of magic.
Taking her at her word, I yawn and stretch before I settle into my seat.
I think a wild seed girl did that one time when taking this class many moons ago in another universe. To some people, white is the absence of color, a blank canvas. In the non-magical world, white is a complete spectrum, all colors combined into one. To different eyes, white magic is both everything and nothing. White magic is the tool we use to access the spiritual realm. Ghosts, dreams, creatures from other planes, the thoughts and feelings of those around you. White magic will open these doors and allow you to communicate with all that is normally hidden. Increasing your facility for white magic will also improve your ability to learn other forms of magic. White magic is often considered the least practical of skills, and yet its depths are infinite.
Literally infinite, if I understand her. Under the pentachromatic system, white magic is the key to the other world and all that lies beyond.
Now, there is one thing I need to warn you about. Some people have tried to use white magic to control minds and spirits, instead of asking for their aid. Don't do it. You will regret it. Now, shall we go on with the lesson?
If she really wanted to discourage people, why did she mention it at all? Anyone wild seed wouldn't know what's possible, and anyone wizard-born ought to know better. Maybe she's just a bit absent-minded and doesn't realize that her warning might have the opposite effect.
Or that was the intention all along.
Anyway, I had better pay attention to the lecture now.
Whoop, I got to. Skipped ahead a little too quick. The world that you see around you with mortal eyes is only a tiny sliver of the infinite realms that exist beyond. Many are far from your reach, but others brush up against the edges of this world. They can see you, and with the right eyes, you can see them.
Just don't cast that spell on whatever the thunder dance? Is that what it was called? Thunder something. Anyway, big no-no to cast that spell. You can see them, but you will be dealt with.
Opening yourself will allow you to detect minds and spirits near you, but it will also make you more visible to them. Most spirits take little notice of those who cannot see them, but may react quite differently to someone on their level. Caution and good manners are important skills to develop in the study of white magic.
Yes, spirit sense. Detects nearby sentience, including ghosts and creatures of the other world. Oh. I have an afternoon event.
I'm relaxing in my room after a day of classes when I hear raised voices in the hallway outside.
Ah.
But it turns out I was right. What can I say? I'm an overachiever. This is not funny. Hey, it's no big deal. All I did was use a little magic to blow confetti into her hair. The confetti was on fire! That's what the water balloon was for. Anyway, you hate Angela. That's not the point. She notices me standing at the entrance to my room. Franco, right? What do you think about a guy who goes around setting girls' hair on fire? That's not what happened.
Neither of you guys are dateable. Why am I taking sides in this? I mean, it is Angela, though. But it's dangerous. I'm trying to be a cool dude, right? So, you know what?
I think it's funny. It was just a prank, right? She could have been hurt. Look, I tested it on Luke first, okay? It's flash paper. It goes out in a second even without the water. It wasn't dangerous. And Angela's a senior. If anything had gone wrong, she could heal it without even blinking. Double backup plan. If you're so clever, how come you got caught? What good is a prank without an audience? But now you're stuck in detention with Grabby tomorrow.
So I won't have to see you all day. Ugh! She throws up her hands and walks away. Sorry about Urchin.
She's spirited. Yeah, she's spirited.
Your sister's feisty. You're welcome to her. Don't think I've ever seen her interested in a guy, or anyone really, so you've got your work cut out for you.
Yeah. She is also supposed to marry Jacob. But I don't think she's dateable though, so at least not yet.
Not what I meant. Whatever. Who's Angela anyway? Oh, she's a senior in Butterfly Hall. Short red hair, kind of a prissy princess. You'd know her if you'd met her. And why did you try to set her hair on fire? If you'd met her, you'd know that too. Besides, it was only a little fire. So now Grabs will make me scrape up chewing gum with my toenails or something. I hear he's got a nasty imagination. He's not so bad. If you don't piss him off. Yeah, not gonna help. Besides, I need a windmill to tilt at.
Oh no.
What? A big monster? An illusion? A tilting windmill's a monster. No, it's a reference. Sorry. Your English is so good I forget it's not your first language. Maybe he's the one whose English is strange.
Maybe, possibly. Ah, it's the weekend. Let's see, but first, diary. First white magic class.
Professor Potsdam talked about the uses of white magic. To see, communicate with, and sometimes control other minds and spirits.
Not control.
She warned the class that using white magic for control would have negative consequences. Why did she even tell them it was possible? Hot-headed. Donald got detention for setting a girl's hair on fire. His sister came over and yelled at him about it.
I mean, this is true.
I have heard that on Saturday mornings in America, it is traditional for all people to watch cartoons. Of course, there is no television or other low-world culture at a magical school, but I wonder if they might have some replacements set up to entertain the students. So when someone knocks on my door in the morning, I assume it's my hallmates coming to invite me for some fun.
Oh, it's Minnie! Man, trying to date you is gonna be a difficult task. You got Keo and Jacob after you.
Hi!
Hello. Are you looking for someone?
I'm looking for you. You are Franco, the foreign exchange student, aren't you?
Yes.
I'm so glad you're here. Our communities can become so insulated. It's so important to learn other viewpoints. I'm Minnie Cochran. I'm in Butterfly Hall. I wanted to stop by and offer you any help I could. I can take you all around campus, tell you about our customs.
Are you from the student council too?
Well, not yet. Wait, what do you mean, too?
Because I already have a... I hear the footsteps of someone else walking into our hall. Oh, good. You're up. Good morning. Making new friends. I'm not sure. I thought someone had sent her to be your replacement.
Sent me?
I'm not giving up my post that quickly. Minnie looks back and forth between us.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize you'd been assigned an official guide. I was just trying to help.
Hey, I'm sure he appreciates it. There'll be times when it's more convenient for him to talk to someone in his own class. So this butterfly girl is a freshman too.
Well, if you do have business, I'll get out of your way. But please feel free to talk to me if you need help with anything.
Everyone's so helpful around here.
With the professors and William, and now Minnie, all the goodwill is almost exhausting. Maybe it's the American way.
Bye for now.
She waves and walks away.
Nice girl.
Too perky this early. I always thought she was pretty cute.
She's cute. Pretty cute, really. I wonder if she was ever a cheerleader.
You won't see any cheerleading squads here.
Too bad. William smiles and gives his head a little shake.
Anyway, I need to give you a little bit of information about Saturday activities. I can't stay long, I have a lot to get done this weekend. But that part I'll tell you about on Monday.
Ah, initiation's coming up.
Okay.
So there are two major things you can do on the weekends that you can't during the rest of the week. First, there are shuttle vans to take students to the local mall. It's not very big, but it's a change of pace. People like to go there to socialize and eat out. The space is shared with the locals, but there are spells set up to keep them from noticing anything unusual about the Iris Academy kids. Don't push your luck, though. Even if there's no real damage, if you cause trouble, you'll definitely end up in detention.
No showing off magic in public. Well, that's just common sense.
There is also a shop for enchanted items, things that will boost your mana or your attunement to different colors, and so on. Useful things. If you buy a charm, it will help you learn spells faster. Oh, and speaking of which...
He hands me a white paper envelope. There's no address on it, and it isn't sealed. Looking inside, I find a $5 bill.
Oh right, the allowance. I was trying to remember, how do you get money in this game again?
Your weekly allowance. The student council generally handles the distribution. $5 a week won't get you very far, though, so save up if you want more options. A lot of students have no experience of handling money. Speaking of which, do you know what all the coins are?
I can figure it out. They all have their values written on them, it's not that hard. Though it would help if the bigger coins were always worth more. Dimes don't make sense. What's the other major thing to do on the weekends?
Practice. On weekends, there are simple training dungeons available. No real threats or puzzles, but you can walk around and practice spells in the field.
There's a field in the dungeon?
Not usually. In a real-world environment, instead of the classroom, so you can see how your spells would work in an actual exam. Now, like I said, I do have a lot to organize this weekend, so I should be going. You can take the day to review on your own, or I can show you the way to the dungeons, or if you'd rather go to the mall, Donald can...
He's got detention.
Oh.
I'm sure I can find my way. What do I want to do with my Saturday?
I don't want to study. I mean, sometimes you get events when you study at the school, and I don't have that many spells yet to really practice at the dungeons, so I'm thinking let's go to the mall. Let's go to the mall today.
I think I'd like to see them all.
Okay. If you don't find anyone going that way themselves, you should see the vans out front. They're not hard to spot. I may not see you tomorrow, so be prepared for me to wake you up early on Monday morning.
What happens on Monday?
I wonder who's gonna be my senior.
You'll find out.
Students line up outside the school waiting for a free seat in one of the shuttle vans that are traveling to and from the mall. Everyone is still in uniform. William said that spells in the mall would prevent the locals from being too curious, but from my brief experience of American fashion so far, I'm not sure we would stand out that much anyway.
Oh yeah?
The trip from Iris Academy's hidden forest to the nearest town takes about half an hour. Red brick buildings with bright white trim are packed together in the town center, but we do not stop there. We continue through the town and out the other side, finally being released into a large parking lot.
Oh, the mall.
Compared to some of the monstrous malls I had heard about in America, or my brief tour of New York City's shopping streets, this place isn't much. There's only one level to the mall, although some of the shops have their own upstairs. The most interesting feature on the guide is the indoor ice arena, but it's apparently fully booked on Saturdays for ice hockey practice. If Iris Academy does school trips to the mall, could they also do trips to a hockey game? That sport doesn't exist at all in my country. I've never seen it played live. The current shopping population appears to be at least half students. I look around for people I recognize. Being twins, Luke and Logan are easy to spot.
Hey, Franco.
Logan nods to me.
Greetings.
Did you just get here? That's right. I'm not sure what's worth seeing.
What would you consider worthwhile?
There's not much, right?
There's the food court and the video arcade, and not much else.
I heard there was a store for enchantments.
The item shop, yes. It's down that branch, disguised as an empty shop front. You'll see it when you get close enough.
Come on. I want a bubblegum waffle cone.
You'll get it all over your face.
That's the fun part. What do I want to do at the mall?
I don't want to go to the magic shop. I don't really have enough money. I might run into Big Steve at the arcade, but that also costs money. You know what? I want a big cookie.
The American Food Court is a collection of booths and tables in the center of an open space, surrounded by different food counters along the walls.
Pastry or ice cream? I'm gonna have some ice cream.
I look over the array of flavors and colors and pick something out for a small cone, then sit down to lick it before it melts.
Nice.
When Donald returns to Wolf Hall, he does it with fanfare. Or at least with percussion. He drums his heels on the floor and spins in place like a tap dancer.
You survived detention, huh?
It was nothing.
Seriously? I was expecting a lot worse from Grabs. He only made me write a paper.
I told you, he's not so bad.
Homework can still be torture. Nah, he's probably just warming up. Wasn't ready for me. Not a lot of people manage to get detention in their first week of school, you know. So are you famous now?
Infamous? Not yet. I mean, the great Williker once filled the entire cafeteria with a lake of cheese. That's infamous. Maybe if I can manage to get detention every single weekend.
But with that many demerits, you'd get kicked out.
Demerits?
You know, what the teachers give you when you screw up. Franco never makes mistakes. Merits and demerits. If you do something good, over the odds, the teachers give you merits, like it's a status thing. And if you're a naughty boy, they put demerits on your record. Get 50 demerits and you'll be expelled.
I would probably get sent home to my parents then. How embarrassing.
But they don't always give you demerits with detention. Sometimes it's one or the other. No problem then. Anyway, if I kiss up to the teachers and get merits, it'll balance out. Makes a game out of it, you know? It'll be legend. I don't know. It sounds like too much work. If you want to make an impression on people, you have to put some effort into it. What do you think, Franco?
Will it get you a date? Actually, you can meet some interesting people in detention. I gotta ask the important questions.
Will it get you a date? Is this your plan to show off for all the girls in school?
Nah, you've seen Urchin. Girls don't appreciate a good prank.
Probably depends on the girl. So, more into impressing the guys, then.
Are you? We'll see who can keep up with me. I'm not committing either way. Getting a date's not the point, though. It's more about challenging myself.
Donald shrugs.
Maybe I'll come up with a better plan later. I don't know. It's early days yet. Right. This has only been our first week after all.
After all. Oh. The cafeteria, but first. Diary. Goodwill Ambassadors.
Everyone at this school is so friendly. A girl from Butterfly Hall came over and offered to show me around, and then William arrived to do the same thing. Infamy. Donald considered a plan to get himself into detention every week, then earn merits to make up for his misdeeds. At midday, I head to the cafeteria for lunch. I carry my tray of food to an unoccupied table end, but just as I start to sit down, someone else sets a tray across from me.
Oh! I'm sorry. I'll sit somewhere else.
No, it's fine. There's plenty of room. Have a seat. This girl looks familiar. I think she's Donald's sister's friend or something. What was her name? Ellen. Ellen, right?
Right.
Oh, I got the flirty. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does flirty mean? That's new.
I never forget a cute girl.
Well, she wasn't impressed.
Well, that didn't impress her. Am I losing my touch?
You're Franco?
You got it.
Well, there's only one student from Europe here that I know of. You should sit down and eat your lunch.
You too.
Right.
I think I'm making her nervous, but I'm not sure why. I haven't done anything. Maybe she's naturally timid. Seems weird for a horse hall girl, though. Speaking of horse hall, so what sports do you play?
Huh?
I guess she wasn't expecting me to talk to her. Before I can apologize for interrupting her meal again, she beams at me.
I like softball and volleyball.
What's softball?
It's like baseball, but the ball is...
Soft?
Not really, but it's bigger and softer than a regular baseball, and it doesn't go as fast. What about you?
My favorite sport.
My favorite sport is football.
I'm all about football.
Oh.
I mean, volleyball would have been a good thing to talk to her about, but I didn't want to come across as like, I'm trying too hard.
I have no idea what to talk to this girl about. Maybe I should just eat my lunch and stop trying to be friendly.
Hey, Ellen!
Donald's sister slides in next to the other girl.
I was just talking to Pastel, and she was saying how most of the wild seeds in this year's class are girls again. Apparently it's been happening that way for a while, I don't know. So you see, you're part of the hot new trend.
Yeah. Are you gonna eat those?
Without waiting for an answer, she starts stealing chips off her friend's plate. Hey.
It's fine. I wasn't hungry.
She never finishes her lunch.
Don't talk with your mouth full. You're getting crumbs everywhere.
I guess she's less timid when she's talking to other girls. I wonder if most wild seeds are female in general, or if it's just at this school.
You don't know? Shouldn't there be records somewhere?
Probably, but you can't tell while they're still students. A lot of wild seeds drop out.
Drop out? They're falling down.
Drop out of school. They quit. They don't graduate and then they aren't magical anymore. As if they'd never had the choice.
When a young wild seed first manifests powers, E is oh yeah, I forgot about E. Although, let's finish the choice first. Is contacted by the larger wizarding community and offered the choice to either join magical society with all the rights and responsibilities involved, or to have heir powers sealed and forget that they ever existed. Those who accept the choice also have their powers sealed, but only temporarily, until they are either accepted for training at a school of magic or violate their oaths of loyalty and lose their magic forever. And pronouns. Magical creatures and spirits do not always fall into male-female categories, and witches and wizards had to invent polite ways to address them in languages that weren't designed for that. Over the centuries, these language variations became common among those raised within wizarding culture. People born to traditional wizarding families will often use E when referring to an unknown person, rather than he, she, or they. Examples. E is a wizard. I cast a spell at M. I borrowed Air book. That wand is Air's. E is very proud of himself. And so on and so forth.
A wild seed who chooses not to be magical anymore has air power and memories taken away, so that E can't betray the existence of magic to anyone else.
I can't understand how anyone would choose to give up on magic.
Lots of reasons. They get homesick, they miss TV, they don't like our rules, or they screw up in class too much and flunk out. Ellen will never have that problem. She's a huge nerd. She didn't even want to go to the mall yesterday. She wanted to stay home and study. Can you believe it?
I just shrug. It doesn't matter to me.
You ought to pay more attention to your schoolwork.
Ugh, boring, boring, boring. She grabs the last chip from Ellen's plate and stands.
I'm gonna go for a walk. See ya!
Huh.
Ellen sighs quietly as Virginia exits.
Sorry.
What are you sorry for?
Nothing, I guess. Have a good day.
She takes her tray and exits.
Good talk, Ellen.
At the end of the week, I have the chance to review the things I've learned and make preparations for the future.
If you have items in your inventory, you can equip or unequip them now. Items will only have effects when worn. Okay. Last one, lunch encounter.
I had lunch with a couple of girls from Horse Hall, Ellen and Virginia. They mentioned that some wild seeds choose to give up their magic and memories to go back to the mundane world. Apparently there are more female wild seeds at Iris Academy than male.
I don't have anything in here, right? Just my uniform. Okay. And there's my spells. Done.
This music.
Initiation's coming for you. Ooh.
Someone's knocking at my door. What's going on? It's too early for classes.
Hey, mind if I come in?
Oh, right. I had forgotten he said he was going to drop by.
Thank you. In a little while, before classes start for the week, there's going to be an assembly for all the freshmen and the seniors. Not like last week.
Not that I would know, since I missed last week's assembly.
This will be the beginning of freshman initiation.
Initiation? Wizards in the States get citizenship when they've only just started school.
No, it's nothing like that. This isn't a ceremony about legal status. It's about shared experience. Wizards tend to be individualistic, but it's dangerous for society if people with too much power all do their own thing. Imagine if all the students tried to set themselves up as evil overlords. So, a lot of Iris Academy traditions are designed to encourage a sense of society and working together.
Like sharing rooms.
Don't get sidetracked. I'm sure the professors know what they're doing. So, the idea of freshman initiation is that the entire freshman class has to suffer together.
Suffer?
Nothing actually dangerous, just embarrassing. The seniors will give you commands and you're expected to follow them.
That doesn't sound so bad.
There are more rules, but it's supposed to be a surprise. You'll find out at the assembly. One thing, though. Every freshman is assigned to be the property of a particular senior, to serve them in exchange for protection.
Now that is starting to sound strange.
Yay, we did it! This is the end of the current demo. To continue your adventure, please support our development on Kickstarter. You can also upload your character design to the... Oh boy. Hold on. Ahem! You can also upload your character design to the online yearbook to share with friends. Thank you for playing! Alright. We did it! We made it through a whole demo, guys! And, man, I can't wait to play more of this. This is so good. We have brought back so many memories. So the only dateable person we haven't met yet is Mr. Demon Boy, but that's probably for the best. Don't think my heart could handle seeing him again so soon. Seeing Damien again after 4 years is still too soon. I can never decide if I want to kiss him or throttle him to death. He's just one of those characters that you love to hate and hate to love. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. My throat is basically destroyed now, but I couldn't stop playing it. I wanted to see everything there was to see, and it was great. So I encourage you guys to check out the demo for yourself, get into all kinds of crazy shenanigans, design your hot boy, and yeah, go check out the Kickstarter if you have a moment, because this game is going to be awesome. I knows it. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me and watching this, and until next time, I will see you later.